Hey everybody, and welcome back to more of the Games Librarian's playthrough of Batman Arkham Origins. Oh yeah. I'm the Reaver of Jill Sandwiches. Of course, you have your host, the Games Librarian, as
Howdy
well as
doody.
the Games Guild,
Well, next.
Master G,
Hello.
and Thor.
Hello.
And now I turn it over to your host for proper commentary.
Thank you again, Reaver of Jill Sandwiches, for that wonderful intro.
Indeed.
Last time we was clearing up stuff in the city, and there's a thing there, and there's a murder crime not far from here, so we're gonna do them too.
A murder! My
Yep.
God!
Red rum.
I don't know what that was I did, but, I just did a voice.
Wow, that one was incredibly easy to get. Riddler
Ooh,
wasn't even
nice.
trying with that.
Yay.
Hey, the easier the better.
Mm.
We've already finished the main story, so the easier the game wants to be on us to finish the rest of this.
Aye.
Hey, cool.
Agreed.
I wonder why I give me the Jim Gordon find these prisoners.
I don't know.
It would be funny for, like,
this was no
any kind of criminals going around. They're like, what the fuck's Batman doing around here? And then he's just like grabbing shit. And then he's like,
Ramo,
see me.
member of the SWAT division. His whole team is currently
I'd love for one of them to say,
affairs.
"What's Batman doing here? The main story is completed already."
Well,
Wait, we're
this
supposed
SWAT
to say that.
this SWAT guy's been killed, so we're investigating
Ooh. Okay.
with his super technology.
Looks like he was thrown a considerable distance by the vehicle. I can use the spatter distribution to determine the point of initial impact.
Man, I bet the cops wish they had this technology Batman has.
I appreciate that they at least try
This
to
is
do
where
some
Ramo
sort of
was
detective
killed.
work with Batman.
DNA evidence indicates the car
Agreed.
was traveling at a high rate of speed, but the angle of spatter shows the driver lost control and the car was weaving. I should review the crime scene, see if anything else was hit.
Awesome. Thanks, Bruce Redfield. That, of course, being a play off of this voice actor voiced Chris Redfield in a few of the Resident Evil games.
That's so weird.
Oddly enough, as attached to the older Resident Evil games as I am, this dude is the guy I kind of consider the definitive Chris Redfield voice. Like, he had such an impact in 5.
Yeah.
Like, his performances in Revelations and, was it 6? I think it was 6 he was in. Were just not really that memorable, but his appearance in 5 was memorable enough that it's kind of like, is it DC Douglas that voiced Wesker in 5?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Time to pay him a visit.
That guy kind of became the definitive Wesker, even though he's not in any of the games that, I'm really attached to. I still think of him as Wesker.
Yeah.
Ah,
I think because he's quite active in the community and fandom as well.
Could be.
Maybe that has something to do.
Yeah. I mean, as a fan, I can definitely appreciate somebody who works in that field and is willing to engage with the fans positively.
He could have stashed stuff somewhere. And if he did, it's not like he can tell anyone where
As opposed to some modern TV shows that actively try to talk crap about their fans. Neither here nor there. Well, they made a mistake because they came up against the Bat.
these shock gloves are really overpowered.
information? I'll give you whatever you want.
Oh no, not this problem again.
I'll talk. I'll talk.
Oh, nice.
Oh wait, I did it.
What's happened?
Why did you
Oh.
do it, DeMarco? Why did you kill Ramo?
IAD didn't have enough to make the charges stick, but the kid got scared, made a deal and decided to talk. Traitor.
You'd have been out of jail in a few years on the drug charges. But now, murder means life.
We'll see about that.
With all the evidence I've collected, it won't take long for the jury to convict.
Funny thing about evidence, it has a tendency to disappear.
Not on my watch. Alfred,
Why did-
GCPD know that Ramo's murderer has been captured? I'm also sending you a taped confession. We'll bring down the rest of the team with him.
And another crime solved by Batman.
Indeed. Is that all in this one?
I know I mentioned this in a previous video, but I still like the idea of coming up with like Superman and Batman game series, and then having them all combined for a Justice League series with this version of Batman.
Requesting a homicide team on
That would be awesome.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not opposed to like Aquaman or The Flash. I just don't know if they're interesting enough for their own games.
It's mainly how you can do it, how you implement it and execute it, because we've seen it with like Superman. Like, you know, it's not that Superman can't be done. It's
Right.
just if you execute it like in 64, that's where you got your problems.
Well,
Right.
you can't really blame the developers for that. It was the studios that was interfering in Superman 64.
Potential assignment incoming. Keep this channel open.
When you say
I get
studios, do you mean the higher ups of the studios, like the publishers or something?
No, DC itself. They were telling the game publishers, oh, Superman can't do that. Superman can't do this. Like, Superman can hit a villain. No, he can't. That's
But
why...
the films, no.
I mean, we've seen him do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Just saying. By the way, Thor.
What?
Me and the others were having such a interesting conversation about the cruiser. Right, literally 5 minutes before you got on. I was under the impression that, I don't know, but even with all the games that have been released, would it be fair to say that the design of them, like the layout, is supremely repetitive?
In what way?
Well,
Because
they
I
look the
can probably
damn same.
answer. They're not all the same, but
it's
they're
the
all
same
similar.
game, but just 10% different.
To a degree, yeah. That's the impression I'm getting from them.
Well, you've played all the games clearly, but to me, like the remasters, every time I see them, they're just, I don't know, there's just something about them that just looks all the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, and our boy Master G here has played the games recently, so
Going through 5 right now.
yeah.
it's the original PS2 games. They're the ones that stand out from the because there was no set, you know, no precedent for what the game should be. So those two were quite different. But it wasn't until the third game. The third game is where everything started to mold into what it is. And then when they remade 1 and 2, they made them like that.
Oof.
Apparently, though,
Kind of see that.
Like a Dragon is completely different, though. Apparently, so see about that when I get to it.
I'll be interested in your thoughts on that one, because what I did was I played 0, then I played 7.
All
and
right.
then I've been going through. I replayed 0 and have been going through in sequential order.
Yeah.
I actually, since I've gotten to 5, I would definitely agree that they needed to change up the combat. Like, I can understand people not liking turn-based, but seeing how combat has evolved throughout the series, they had to do something, because it never reaches the heights of like a Devil May Cry or like Bayonetta, where
God of War.
God of War, exactly, where you can pick up the basics, but then you can master it and do like some really weird, crazy shit. It's just
Yeah.
and 3 was really egregious with its combat, like
Oh, that was the worst.
the worst.
Yeah. Lot
I had
heavy
to knock-
enemies and just ugh.
I had to knock that down to normal because
Yeah.
up until that point I've been doing hard, and I stopped going through the sub stories because
Yeah.
well, you had to do stuff with certain mini games, and I was just like, I'm not dealing with this. So
Yeah, I get that.
now, granted, I'm not doing it in the best kind of way because I'm playing back to back to back, so I really see them doing like, okay, these sub stories are really similar or don't really advance their kind of plots as much as I would like.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, okay, I've done this where I've almost am skipping certain dialogue things because it's like, okay, this is really similar to something that was in the previous game. So I'm like, all right, that somebody's stalking a hostess or doing this. It just gets nutty. Like, there's a lot of different parts of it that fight each other to me that just takes away any enjoyment. It's like, I don't want to do these mini games or these sub stories, but I almost feel like I have to get experience to make sure that the boss designs don't fuck with me.
But it's okay because there's rhythm games.
Oh my god. I don't know how you make... Now granted, I could understand being like a palate cleanser, you kind of want to break up gameplay to a degree, but I've gotten to 5,
Yeah.
and for some fucking reason, they're like, let's let you play as Haruka. It's like, okay, let's let her do all this idle stuff. What? Let's make that like rhythm-based as well. It's like, granted, you could just pretty much brute force your way, I guess, but I'm like, this doesn't really interest me whatsoever. Like, the character does, but it's like, hey, here's this kind of like game in a game that holds no interest to me, but I've got to engage in it to advance the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a few discussions on that after you and me and Chris did a video for my Fatal Frame playthrough, and you mentioned that Haruka was a character both in that game and the Yakuza series. I mentioned it to Master G, and he was like, holy shit, that's where I'm at now.
I think she's in every game, as far as I'm aware.
Speaking of
I don't know
rhythm
about
games,
4 yet. I'm not that far.
Not 0, because she was a part in it.
Oh yeah, she's not in 0. Yeah, no, yeah. She's not in the
like,
prequel.
I'm like, I don't remember her in 0, but I'm not.
No, yeah, you're right there.
I don't put them above some kind of time traveling shenanigans or just pop the fuck up.
Yeah, I sort of forgot she wasn't in 0. Yeah, okay.
But like, no,
She's in most of them then.
Yeah, and for the most part, I don't mind her, and there's a lot of stuff story-wise that I wish that they would do with her, but again, it's like, they have potential in certain stuff, but then they go fuckity-doo-dah with certain plot twists, and they put more emphasis on that.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, like in 0, with like almost everybody at the end of the game is like Korean.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like the plot dumps that start happening at the end of the games, I'm like, you can like thread this out. Like, there's like 20 some hours that we were at before that like you could have done a little something here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to sit here. And
Yeah,
the biggest thing though was like I finished 4 and he used
I'm so glad
the
you came. It's an honor, really.
boss fight from the
So
first
much
one,
for
the
us to
last
discuss.
one. I'm just like,
What do you
why?
Oh, do they? Fucking
I'd like
hell.
to propose an
Yeah.
alliance. I think
Jingo
us
and
could accomplish
Munakata.
Great things
Oh.
together.
I don't work with criminals. You need to turn yourself in.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through that
Tell
one.
you what.
Well,
I'll
get
turn
ready for that.
myself in as soon as you do the
I
same.
will.
don't consider
Yeah,
yourself
Thor,
a
I mean,
criminal, do
you of course know. I've been sending you all Master G's reviews of the different
Sense of
Yakuza
entitlement.
games just because I figured
Yeah.
you'd find them interesting.
Another rich kid atoning for his fiscal sins.
I love your thumbnails for those videos, by the way. You seem like, I think Chris mentioned it earlier, you seem pleasantly, like, perfectly angry in those thumbnails.
Well, it's
Like a Roman emperor.
I mean,
Thumbs down.
I'm like frustrated because there is good potential. There are good things in it, but there's just some things that they keep doing,
Yeah.
and it just is like hampering it. Like I almost get ready at the end of 4 because you definitely see Date-san in a fucking helicopter again, just because it fucking has to happen.
I know that Kiryu's in it, and I know you have to play as him. There's like about 3 or 4 characters. I'm aware of that, but yeah. I quite
God.
like this new guy. I don't want to change.
Akiyama is like the best one done. Seijima gets frickin'. Oh my god. Have you gotten to his part yet?
No, I haven't left Akiyama yet.
Okay.
I'm on chapter 6.
Seijima is going to be the one that's going to be weird for you.
Okay.
Because it... And then when you get into the 5th one, his section is going to be weird again. For almost the same reasons. I'm not going to spoil anything, but
Okay.
you're going to have to deal with some certain shit that's going to just be like, what the fuck?
I feel like Thor, I think you need to do an LP of this series and then have Master G on as your co-commentator.
Oh god.
I'd do that. And I don't mind that people like the series because there are good things that people can get from it and like from it and everything. It's just I have not had that experience.
I have to
that's
admit, at times it is a bit of a love-hate thing with them, to be honest. It is.
You're just a kid.
So,
I get that.
what does it
And
matter?
that takes care of Anarchy.
I wanted to make a difference. I thought you'd feel the same.
I do, but not like this. A lot of innocent people almost died tonight because of you.
Innocent? They watched as Gotham went to hell and didn't do a thing!
They're just afraid.
No, they're weak! And so are you.
Well,
The police are on their way.
somebody's a bit judgy.
Wonder how things got to be so bad here? I do. All the... John.
Like, there's babies and shit in like Gotham, man. Now, granted, they probably have to do some weird fucking shit, but like,
Right.
They're just a reflection of
though
our
granted, now I'm thinking of a jacked up bat baby fighting criminals and shit.
We look
Now I'm
away
thinking
when
of the
it's
baby
sour.
from What We Do in the
Very
Shadows.
Propaganda masquerading as
That was the best execution of a joke that I've seen. Just
Yes.
that was
What's one of Batman's strangest psychics?
Bat Baby?
There was a bat cow.
Huh.
Is that his girlfriend or something?
No, it was an actual cow that had the bat symbol on its face.
I figured.
oddly enough, that sounds like something that's happened in the Yakuza series. Not specifically that somebody. No, that's like in Yakuza 0, the chicken nugget.
Oh my god, yeah, that you get after the business shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, you win him in bowling, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you win him in bowling after getting like 3 strikes or something like that.
A
and
turkey.
Then, and then a turkey. And then you can hire him to be like be a manager in your what is it? What's the business?
Real estate.
Real
The
estate, that's
business.
it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Of course you gotta have a chicken as
It's funny because they're like, you're gonna win a turkey if you get a turkey in bowling. It's like,
Yeah.
we don't have a turkey. It's this thing and it's alive. It's like, she's like, hey, I'll kill it and cook it for you right now. It's like, no, no. I'll keep it. I'll call it Nugget and I'll let it run some fucking businesses. I was like, all right, cool.
And it's the best, one of the best business heads you can have.
Yeah.
Such a weird thing.
You
but...
pay him like 200,000 yen as his salary, which I'm just like,
What does
Okay.
he spend it on?
Yep.
What the hell game do you guys play?
Grain and seeds.
Exactly, Reaver.
He spends it on grain and seeds.
I fight
Apparently.
bears in the fucking 5th one. I fought tigers in the 2nd one. There was a chip that had a fucking earth mover in the 7th one. No, I had to fight bears and shit in that one too.
There was a bear in Res of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, fought that too.
Man,
So, yeah,
he's just
that-
pretty wild.
Yeah. I just wish it. It's kind of crazy. I kind of would have just rather them made a good main story out of the side stories. Like, have it be as wacky as fucking shit,
Yeah.
and just go with that.
Indeed.
Yeah, I get that. Cause I do like the core idea of the games, but yeah, they do get a bit messy.
Because if they had just made it kind of like like, I don't need it to be completely simple, but they overly complicate the main plots to certain degrees where it's just like
too many
mush.
factions and things. I think it's like as soon as you get like a new cutscene, there's always a new alliance or some other clan or some other interest within the government or something, and it's just like okay, there's like 4 or 5 of them at once.
And almost every year the Tojo clan's about to fail. It's like, just let it go. I got past the 2nd one. I'm just like, Kiryu, let it die. Like, just make a fucking club. Like, Sweaty Man, no shirts club. Do it. Fucking do it. Like,
yes.
I mean, he's got. I mean, if you put that together with like the businesses that he's fucking run. I mean, he's run host clubs, real estate clubs. He's known people that have done all this kind of stuff. I mean,
he's even been a cab driver at one point.
I just did that stuff with the cab driver. Oh my god. Like, driving.
I'm curious as to how the driving handles, because I like driving games and I want to see.
It's weird. It's that studio's take on driving games, and it's not like the worst that I've done.
Yeah.
Like, there's other kind of games that have been like, this seriously is not how a car kind of works. But it's kind of just like, I don't want to, like, you kind of have to do it, but you kind of don't. It's, it's just enough that you need to get, like, the experience, and it's got its own story and everything.
Yeah, Thor's been working on his own driving game.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I have.
Yours would probably be better than this at this point. It's really kind of weird because you actually have to drive following the rules of the road. However, there are pedestrians that essentially are suicidal to the point of like, I hit you and there's no physical possible way that should have happened. Cool.
That reminds me of playing GTA Vice City Stories, where there's this mission where you're trying to grab this guy. I think he was like your contact or something along those lines, but he betrays you. So you're trying to grab him as he steals all your money. So it's one of those chase sequences. He's driving away and he's throwing money out of his car to distract all these pedestrians. So you have all these pedestrians running around in the road trying to grab all this money, even though you're right behind them in a moving vehicle that is not slowing down.
That's a good comparison.
Not worth it.
But this is
Fine.
like,
You win. I'll show you where I stashed it.
they're probably acting even better because this is just like, not even like a pedestrian, like it's pathing. It's like, you gotta stop. It's like, all right, you weird bugger. But the thing is, what you were talking about also kind of parallels another thing that happened in Yakuza, where at the end of the first game, this dude kind of blows himself up with all this money, and it's like billions of yen, and then it's falling down in the streets, and people are picking it up.
Yeah, that's what's his name?
Akiyama's.
Kira's friend, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Nishiki. blew
Nishiki,
himself
that's
up.
it.
And then Akiyama gets tied into that.
Yeah, I was. That was something.
Chris, have you played the Yakuza games? Any of them?
I played one a long time ago, but it was only like the first one. Because
Okay.
it said it was like Shenmue, and I thought, oh, give that a try.
Oh God, Shenmue. Oh, Jesus
That's
Yeah, I
overrated. I hate that game.
I played 1 and 2, and I'm like, what the shit?
Right, I'm gonna call this one a video here. Next
Okay.
time we've got some more data packs to find. So it's a goodbye from me.
And join us next time as we have more Yakuza conversations.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.